Fire extinguishers are one of the safety devices that we install in our homes, in offices, workplaces, you know, which are supposed to be used to fight incipient fires or fires that are starting. Of course, if you have a big fire, a fire extinguisher can definitely not fight that. Now, we do have these fire extinguishers in our offices, in our homes, but we don't take the time to ensure their safety. If we don't inspect our fire extinguishers to make sure that they are ready for use when there is a fire, we will not be able to use them, and which means that the investment is all in vain. So it is very important that we check the location of our fire extinguishers. Obviously, this should be visible. Don't put your fire extinguisher in a place that no one can find it. It should be in a visible location, preferably hung on the wall. There's usually a hanger that is installed on the wall, and the fire extinguisher is attached to that. So make sure your fire extinguisher is visible to yourself and visitors, so that in case there's a fire and the people around can use it to fight the fire, they'll be able to put off the fire. Right? Also ensure that your fire extinguisher is inspected and certified by a competent person or a qualified person. So we're talking about someone from the fire department or a fire safety technician. They know exactly what to look out for to authenticate that the fire extinguisher is adequate and safe to use. So there's usually a label, which is the inspection label, which shows the last time the fire extinguisher was inspected and certified. Mostly this is done on a monthly basis. Then we also need to check the gauge. The gauge is very important. There are 3 levels on the gauge. The first, we have 2 red range, and the red range, the first red range is on the left, and the last red range is on the right, and the middle is a green range. So the safe zone for the fire extinguisher gauge is the green range. So your indicator should lie on the green range to show that the fire extinguisher is safe. If it is in the first red range, it means that the fire extinguisher content is not adequate, it's not charged enough, or it may be empty, completely empty. And if it is in the second red range, it also means that it is overcharged, or maybe other conditions like high temperature may be impacting it, but it simply means that it is also not in a safe range, and it's important to have a competent or qualified person take a look at it. Usually carbon dioxide fire extinguishers don't have gauges, and the reason is because carbon dioxide behavior is said that once you put it on in a cylinder, the gauge will always read the same, regardless of um, the, the 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 quantity, or the pressure. So rather than a gauge, which will give you inaccurate reading, fire extinguishers are usually weighed, to determine the weight, and of course the content is adequate for use. I say this because other people report findings that I saw that fire extinguisher that was without a gauge, or the gauge was not there. So it's a safety concern. No, that is okay. Carbon dioxide fire extinguishers don't come with gauges. There's also a locking pin which is secured with a rubber seal or a plastic seal. Make sure that this seal is intact. Once you inspect your fire extinguisher and the seal is broken, then you don't have a safe fire extinguisher. Have a qualified person inspect it, and then uh, uh, reissue or engage the seal following the inspection. Um, Check for physical damages, which are very important. The fire extinguisher is a pressurized cylinder. So if you have any kind of physical damages, including corrosion, that could impact the integrity of the cylinder. So once you see like a dent or severe corrosion, it is also important to take it out of service. There is a nameplate or a label which is put there on the fire extinguisher by the manufacturer, which provide valuable information. Make sure that that is also intact and legible, so that uh, if you want to check certain information about the fire extinguisher, that can easily be read on it. So altogether, if you inspect your fire extinguisher and you find that there are deviations on any of the things that we've discussed or outlined above, then make sure you report it to your fire safety department or invite a fire technician to take a look and can advise you better. Thank you very much for watching, and do share this video, subscribe, and also comment.